Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Suzanne Crow is an American singer-songwriter and actress. Her music incorporates elements of pop, rock, folk, country, and blues. She has released 10 studio albums, 2 compilations, a live album, and has contributed to a number of film soundtracks. She has sold more than 50 million albums worldwide. Crow has garnered 9 Grammy Awards from the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. In addition to her own work, Crow has performed with the Dixie Chicks, the Rolling Stones, Jerry Lee Lewis, Stevie Nicks, Michael Jackson, Steve Earle, Prince, Eric Clapton, Luciano Pavarotti, Willie Nelson, Smokey Robinson, John Mellencamp, B.B. King, George Strait, Tony Bennett, Kid Rock and Sting, among others. She has also performed backing vocals for Tina Turner, Don Henley, Stevie Nicks, Belinda Carlisle, Bob Dylan, Joe Cocker, and Michael Jackson. As an actress, Crow has appeared on various television shows including 30 Rock, Cop Rock, GCB, Cougar Town, Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert's Rally to Restore Sanity and Or Fear, as well as One Tree Hill. Childhood. Sheryl Suzanne Crow was born in Kennett, Missouri, the daughter of Barnice, a piano teacher, and Wendell Wyatt Crow, a lawyer and trumpet player. Her great-grandfather was Congressman Charles A. Crow. She has 2 older sisters named Kathy and Karen and a younger brother named Stephen. While studying at Kennett High School, Crow was a majorette and an all-state track athlete, medaling in the 75-meter low hurdles. She also joined the Pep Club, the National Honor Society, and the National FFA organization, and was crowned Paper Doll Queen in a celebrity-judged beauty contest during her senior year. She then enrolled at the University of Missouri in Columbia, and received a Bachelor of Arts degree in music composition, performance, and education. While at the university, she sang in the local band Kashmir. She was a member of the Kappa Alpha Theta sorority, Sigma Alpha Iota International Music Fraternity for Women, and the Omicron Delta Kappa Society, as well as working as a summer welcome orientation leader. Crow was later awarded honorary doctorates from the University of Missouri and Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Crow has stated that her musical inspirations are not restricted to one genre. She likes anything with a drum beat. In 2008, she told Ellen DeGeneres that, if it didn't have a drum beat, you can just forget about it. 1985–92, early years. After graduating from the University of Missouri, Crow worked as a music teacher at the Kellison Elementary School in Fenton, Missouri. Teaching during the day gave her the opportunity to sing in bands on the weekends. She was later introduced to local musician and record producer Jay Oliver. He had a thriving studio in the basement of his parents' home in St. Louis and helped her by using her in advertising jingles. Her first jingle was a back-to-school spot for the St. Louis department store Famous Bar. Soon after, she sang in commercial jingles for McDonald's and Toyota. She was quoted in a 60 Minutes segment as saying she made $40,000 on her McDonald's ad alone. Crow toured with Michael Jackson as a backing vocalist during his Bad World Tour 1987–89, and often performed with Jackson on I Just Can't Stop Loving You. She also recorded background vocals for performances for a number of established artists such as Stevie Wonder, Belinda Carlisle and Don Henley. Crow also sang in the short-lived Stephen Botch co-drama Cop Rock in 1990. That same year, her song, Heal Somebody, appeared in the film Bright Angel. The following year, she performed Hundreds of Tears, which was included in the Point Break soundtrack, and sang a duet with Kenny Loggins on the track, I Would Do Anything, from his album Leap of Faith. 1992, scrapped debut album. In 1992, Crow recorded her first attempt at a debut album with Phil Collins' record producer Hugh Padgham. The self-titled debut album was due to be released on September 22, 1992, but Crow and her label mutually decided that the album did not merit release. Crow described it as too produced and slick. However, a handful of cassette copies of the album were leaked, along with press folders for album publicity. This album has been widely dispersed via file-sharing networks and fan trading. In the meantime, Crow's songs were recorded by major artists such as Celine Dion, Tina Turner and Winona Judd. 1993–97, international success. She then began dating Kevin Gilbert and joined him in an ad hoc group of musicians known to themselves as the Tuesday Music Club. Group members Gilbert, David Berwald, and David Ricketts, Bill Bottrell, Brian McLeod, and Dan Schwartz share songwriting credits with Crow on her debut album, Tuesday Night Music Club. The group existed as a casual songwriting collective prior to its association with Crow, but rapidly developed into a vehicle for her debut album after her arrival. Her relationship with Gilbert became acrimonious soon after the album was released, and disputes arose about songwriting credits. Crow appeared in the New Faces section of Rolling Stone in 1993. Tuesday Night Music Club featured many of the songs written by Crow's friends, including the second single, Leaving Las Vegas. The album was slow to garner attention, until All I Wanna Do became an unexpected smash hit in the fall of 1994. As she later stated in People, she found an old poetry book in a used bookstore in the LA area and used a poem as lyrics in the song. The singles, Strong Enough and Can't Cry Anymore, were also released, with the first song charting at number 5 on Billboard and Can't Cry Anymore hitting the top 40. Tuesday Night Music Club went on to sell more than 7 million copies in the US and UK during the 1990s. The album also won Crow 3 Grammy Awards, in 1995, Record of the Year, Best New Artist, and Best Female Vocal Performance. She performed at the 1994 and 1999 Woodstock festivals, as well as the Another Roadside Attraction in 1997. Crow supplied background vocals to the song The Garden of Allah from Don Henley's 1995 album Actual Miles, Henley's Greatest Hits. In 1996, Crow released her self-titled second album. The album had songs about abortion, homelessness, and nuclear war. She produced the album herself and also played a variety of instruments, from various guitars, bass to pedal steel to various organs and piano. The debut single, If It Makes You Happy, became a radio success and netted her 2 Grammy Awards for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance and Best Rock Album. Other singles included A Change Would Do You Good, Home, and Every Day Is a Winding Road. The album was banned from sale at Walmart, because in the lyrics to Love Is a Good Thing, Crow says that Walmart sells guns to children. The album also features a protest song called Redemption Day, which was covered by Johnny Cash on his last album American Vi, Ain't No Grave. In 1997, Crow contributed the theme song to the James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies. Her song, Tomorrow Never Dies was nominated for a Grammy Award and Best Original Song Golden Globe. Crow collaborated on Scott Weiland's 1998 album, 12 Bar Blues. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.